public comment on items not on the agenda?
I actually do.
All right.
It's been a while since we last had an update here, so I quickly slipped over to the train station at the north end of Higgins Avenue. So minutes after we got off our call with Senator Tester, I got a message from County Commissioner Todd Devlin over in Prairie County, and they adopted the joint resolution yesterday.
Yay.
So we are now up to 10 counties who've adopted the resolution. Next week, we have a public hearings, or as in Granite County, has a public hearing scheduled on the resolution. They may very well be the final county that we want to wait for. Bighorn County still hanging out there, but I would be inclined to say time's up. You can join us later and let's move on. So there we go.
Great.
Wow, well done, Dave.
Yeah, good work. It's amazing what you have spearheaded and the momentum that this thing has taken on.
Team effort. So,
Dave, do you have a good relationship with Commissioner Devlin? Do you know him well?
I know him fairly well.
Yeah, I wonder, it might be worth on another time having a chat with him about conservation easements and some of the issues they're facing in their county. I think that they were contemplating some bold moves, and there might be less intense moves they could take to help deal with their situation. I think if you chatted with him, it'd be great.
Yeah, we've had a good number of conversations about PILT in the past, so we supported their efforts for some legislative changes to PILT. So I think we can do that.
What we forgot to ask Tester about was PILT and 30 by 30. Oops.
That's okay. I have a message in with Eric Nyland on that very topic. So
I forgot. I feel stupid, but I forgot I keep wanting to say 30 for 30 because I love those documentaries, but I don't know what 30 by 30. I can't remember what it is.
Was it
conserving 30%? Yeah,
okay.
For land and water of your land water mass for conservation.
Oh, this was
globally
sign on to a letter, right?
The state of California just did it. Their governor did.
Okay.
Pledge to it. But yes, that.
Thank you for that.
All right. Hey, Martin, did you get that? All aboard.
Yeah, good work, Dave. I got that. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Cindy is up. Cindy Kennedy. Talk about the YWCA. Well, we can come back to Cindy.
Yeah, I don't show that she's on the meeting. I'll send an invite.
Okay. Is Heather here?
Yes.
All right, let's jump to number 2 then. This is that big money item.
Big money items, probably be pretty quick. If you remember, it's been a few months now, probably July, August, when I first brought the community council budgets to you in a CAPS update. We only have 2 councils this year who've requested funds, Bonner Milltown and East Missoula. Pretty straightforward. It ended up getting pushed this far out because honestly collecting signatures on the documents has been a little bit challenging at this point with the councils not meeting in person. So did a combination of digital signatures and kind of sending some things in the mail, but a fairly straightforward wrap up. And I do have, let's see, I don't think I need to screen share it, but Bonner is requesting $665 to bring their operational funding back up to $1,000 to start fiscal year 21, which we are now in. Pretty straightforward as far as their budget plan goes, nothing out of the ordinary, covering things like postage, their MCAT fees. At this point, probably Zoom license, things to continue to be able to meet remotely. And East Missoula, kind of the same sort of situation. Their funding request is more modest at $60, just to bring them back up to that $1,000 cap that we like to start them at for the year. Fairly similar requests. No big special projects at the moment on the horizon, but just basic operational funds going forward. And if there's any questions or thoughts at this point.
Nope.
Glad they're an active community council.
So what does Sealy Lake and Swan do? So is Bonner the only Zoom council, and everyone? What is everyone else doing?
I think East
Sealy Lake
Missoula is
does the
also. Swan is not meeting. There's challenges up in the Swan and Condon area with just adequate internet and resources, and from what I've understood, they're not quite able to as easily jump to a remote meeting forum, just due to, I think one thing COVID has really highlighted is the inequity in broadband and internet access in our rural areas across the county. That's kind of an aside, but it's definitely something that's jumped out at me. West Valley is the same situation. I mean, they're a lot closer to Missoula, but they don't have really adequate broadband service out there, and they haven't been meeting either. Sealy has started meeting again. I don't remember off the top of my head what platform they're using.
I think they're using Facebook Live or something, or that's how I've received information, but I don't know. I haven't attended any of their meetings.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have not had a chance to either. And really, and Lolo's a mixed bag. So,
Should we
and then-
try reaching out to them? Is there
So
ways we can help?
I joined a Sealy meeting last week, and it was either on Teams or Zoom.
Well, maybe
yeah.
maybe at our next, I'm assuming we have another all community council meeting scheduled. We could put this on the agenda to discuss just how they are meeting, if at all, and what the obstacles are.
that might be very helpful for them to compare notes to, because every council has a slightly different approach, I think. But yeah, and then we still have the Evero situation. They're not meeting at all. So
Okay. Yeah, at the All Community Council, we had representatives from the Swan at the last one we had. So that was
great.
good. But I mean, that's two people. I don't know what the rest of the council members are able to do. Well, okay, I move to release the funds in items 2 and 3.
Second.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Heather.
yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Cindy, you want to chat about the why?
Yes. My apologies for joining late. So yeah, I just wanted to request that the board approve the chair to sign an amended contract between Missoula County and the state of Montana Department of Commerce for a community development block grant contract and that partially funds the new YWCA Family Housing Center. So this amendment will add another 90 days to the contract. It was scheduled to expire the end of this calendar year, and the project is well on its way to meeting that deadline, but we just wanted to give us some extra time just so that we're not scrambling to or amending at the last minute if something doesn't work out. So it's pretty straightforward. And I believe it's already been signed, so accidentally, so it's really just a formality at this point.
Wait,
Great.
Cindy, where's this one going?
The YWCA's their new family housing project on 3rd Street,
Wait, not
$450,000.
Is it Meadowlark or what's
Yes.
the name of?
Metal.
Oh, that's gonna open in April. Like,
Mhm.
that's fantastic. Okay, I didn't know this was Meadowlark. Okay, I thought this was another.
Maybe I should start using Meadowlark.
Yeah.
All right, I would move that we affirm or whatever we need to do for the renegade signature that's already been applied to this contract amendment.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, Cindy.
Excellent. Thank you. Have a good day.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Heather's back to talk about those spendthrifts out in East Missoula.
I think we're done with that one.
Did we do that? I thought that was Bonner. Did we did them both? Did we
I-
did them both?
both.
Yeah, both.
Okay, sorry about that. Great. Now on to correspondence. Matt, I imagine.
Sure. Good morning, commissioners. So I'm put in a letter of support for our Japanese American confinement sites grant that we're seeking here that's due November 9th. And it's the project we talked about to restore/reconstruct both original barracks, one to be used for kind of an immersive interpretation experience where visitors could walk in and actually see the barrack as it would have looked when the internees were here. The second building would then be reconstructed to form climate-controlled storage for the museum, which is something we're sorely in need of with 45,000 objects that we're now caring for. So this is just simply asking you guys to sign a letter of support for the project and for the grant request.
Great.
Easy,
Sounds
easy
good.
to do. It's really, really good project.
I thought we had done this last time you would
Yeah.
be talking about this project.
No, it was one of those, I think the last time was just the GOA, and then this is the actual letter. And I think there will be some more items forthcoming from Nancy at CAPS about the formal A424 forms and those kind of things, but those will be forthcoming hopefully here in the next, actually they have to be in the next 3 weeks because we got to get the grant in, so
Okay.
you'll see those soon. So thank you guys for that, and thank you again for supporting us working with CAPS. It's I'm always excited when I get a chance to work with the grant professionals over there. I kind of do this as a something that's part of my job, but I'm by no means a professional grant writer, and it's really great to work with those guys, especially on the big federal grants like this.
For sure. So
Thanks, Matt.
if you guys get this, when would you expect to start construction?
Sure. So we would, the deadline for application is November 9th. We would find out next summer. So this past Jack's grant we got, I think we signed the contract or had you guys sign the contract in August, the end of August of this year. So realistically, the idea of not having a signed contract until August of next year, we're probably not looking at starting construction until spring of 2022. The other thing that buys us a little bit of time for is that this is a 2-to-1 match. So we still need to raise a third of the total project budget. And we have some foundations I've spoken to about that. We may have some money from the museum to contribute towards the project as well too. So that would give us an additional 6 months to finish up with any fundraising we need to do and hopefully break ground then in spring of 2022.
Great. Great. Well, good luck.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Who's Diana going to talk about this? I'm wondering who would be.
There she
speaking.
is.
There she
I
is.
am.
And it feels like a long time.
Yeah, good to see you all. So what you have before you here is a letter to Republic Services supporting the possibility of a landfill gas to energy project at the Missoula landfill. A landfill gas to energy project, as you know, is to use the gas that seeps out of landfill composition of the waste, and rather than off, which is what Republic currently does at the Missoula landfill, use that gas to generate electricity. Republic Services themselves has 68 such systems installed at other landfills around the country. Here in the state of Montana, Republic doesn't have any. I know that Flathead County does have such a system at their landfill here in the state. So in terms of, of background here, again, as you know, Republic has discussed this possibility in the past with some of the local electric cooperatives as possible off-takers of that electricity. And in recent conversations that the commissioners had with Republic, they suggested that having the county formally weigh in support of the concept could help provide some momentum to these conversations. And of course, this would be supportive of the county's, city and county's joint goal of 100% clean electricity for the Missoula urban area. So that's the what this letter is about. Happy to answer questions if there are any.
How does it work in Flathead County?
In Flathead County, the county owns the landfill, and the Flathead Electric Co-op. So they have a partnership with the Flathead Electric Co-op who buys that power.
And that power, doesn't it power like 1,000 houses? Is that right?
You know, I don't remember. I could look that up in terms of what is the capacity of the system that they have up there, and what would the, you know, what that would be in terms of the number of houses. That sounds about right to me, but I'd have to double check.
Yeah, I just remember it seemed like a lot to me, and I was like, wow.
But Diana, did I not hear somewhere along the lines that we have the capacity to have a larger power generation system at this landfill than what they have up in the Flathead?
That's right, yes. And I'm sorry, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but in terms of what they call the gas field, so kind of how much gas is seeping out of the landfill, Republic had indicated that they could probably accommodate double, sort of 2 generators of the size that the Flathead landfill has one. And I just can't remember. I think it was around 1 megawatt per generator, but don't quote me on that because I need to double check.
Sounds about right. No, this is a great idea, and I think fits right in with our energy conservation goals for Missoula County.
And I'd love to dream big here. If we could make this happen, some of those south-facing hills that are just piles of garbage capped with earth would be great places to put solar panels too. So there's never going to be anything built there.
Great point.
I can't believe this letter is like a year from our tour up there. It's been like a year and a couple months that we were,
feels
we
like
were first talking about this.
Thing.
Yeah.
It was
I'm so glad.
like a before times and a now. They seem so different. Anyway, thanks for making this happen, Diana.
Yeah,
Sure,
thanks, Diana.
thank you.
All right, discussion items. Holiday schedule.
Hi, commissioners. So just trying to narrow down a little bit for scheduling purposes, what days you would like to take off for the holiday schedule, if you know. Normally, the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday, non-essential employees we're usually not in office, and they can take that day off using, of course, comp time or vacation time. So I wanted to check on the 24th, the Tuesday prior, if we want to admin that day, or if you guys know if you'll be traveling for the holidays for Thanksgiving.
I'm not, so I'll do whatever you guys want to do.
I can go with the flow as well.
Yeah, I'm around, I think.
Okay, so we'll leave the admin for the 24th on. And then for December, over that Christmas, usually the week of Christmas, it's kind of your guys' call. If you'll be in the office, if you'll be traveling. Right now we have an admin on Tuesday the 22nd and an admin on Tuesday the 29th. So just wanted to check with you on those to see if you had a preference. In the past, the board has taken, like I said, a week off at that time. But
I'm fine with doing that again.
Okay.
Same, yeah.
Sure.
Is there something pressing? Like, I don't want to, is there anything that we need to be meeting about? Oh, it looks like someone's in the chat.
Oh, Amanda,
man.
hand up.
I just want to jump in and kind of support Annie. Some of this push is driven by me because I've gotten a request from our financial advisor for the fairgrounds bonds to know what your administrative meeting schedule is for the rest of the year so that we can plan on getting the bonds issued and making sure we get approvals at all of the meetings that we need. So there is a business reason that this question has come up too.
Okay, that's all super reasonable. I mean, is it going to mess things up if we take that Christmas week off?
No, it won't. We just need to know what days you guys will.
Oh, you just need to have some certainty.
Yeah.
So Annie, are you suggesting what we've done in the past is taking off both the week prior to Christmas and the week between Christmas and New Year's, or meeting on the 22nd and then taking the 29th off? Is that what you're?
I'm not I I hate to make a suggestion. It's kind of how you guys would like to proceed. With it being on a Friday, it's really hard. So if you guys want to take like the 23rd off through the 30th and we meet on the 22nd, we could do that.
Yep, that sounds
I'm good
fine.
with that.
Yeah, that's
or
fine.
Yeah. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Yep.
And then that means if you go through the 30th, you probably would want to go through the 31st since New Year's is a holiday. So we could just plan the 23rd through, you will be back on the 4th, basically.
That sounds perfectly fine.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll work with Kyla and everybody else, Chris and Ann, and make sure that we're not canceling anything super important. And tentatively, that will be our schedule.
Okay, so admin on the 22nd, we're available on the 23rd, or no, we're off on the 23rd
Yep,
and back in the office on the 4th. Okay, perfect.
correct. All right, sounds great. Thanks, you guys, for talking that through with me so we can
Thank you.
get some good dates going.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, do we have any new COVID stuff to talk about? Sounds like an interesting rules meeting at the legislature yesterday.
Jeez.
They make us,
Does
that's
not-
all I can say.
It does not bode well for the next legislative session.
No, it sure doesn't. Yeah, man, I could expect we'll see some tension between local government and state government,
Yeah.
such as
Sadly.
this. Oh man, we're just rocking through this. Anything else anybody has?
In the audience view, it looks like Josh's hair is on fire. It's amazing. Oh. Nope. Is Martin still on? Or does anyone have follow-up from Dave? What's Dr. Witz? No, what I'm forgetting his name, who had the treatment therapies, the inflammation therapies.
Oh, Dr. Peschel.
Heschel, sorry. Any
I've run into some roadblocks making connections with him with Partnership Health Center, and it sounds like he has, or in conjunction with the city, I'm not exactly sure, reconfigured a task force that the mayor had pulled together on this topic from earlier in the year. And so I suggested to Walt that he reach out to some other physicians in town, because it's going to be more meaningful if other folks in the medical profession weighed in on this than certainly myself with no expertise in this field. So
great.
So,
okay.
yeah, I don't know that there's anything else to report at this point, at least.
I think there was an article that ran in the Current, but I didn't know what had come of it. But okay.
Yeah, not basically nothing as of yet, other than I spoke with Walt the other day and just suggested that he circle up with some other physicians in town and see what he could cobble together by way of additional support.
Great.
I think additional support and maybe new messengers might help as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, with that, I think we are done.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
All right,
thanks.
bye.
Love it.